Alright, so today we are going to be working on Router Lab 2. Once again, we're going to be working in Cisco Packet Tracer. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to put a access router via console connection. So first thing we need is a router. So come over here, click on router. And today we're just going to use a generic router. It gives us a lot more options of stuff that we can add on the back. So go ahead and put a router down here. And let's go ahead and open that up, see what our options are. Okay, so it looks like we have a console port and auxiliary port. And let's zoom in here. We've got some FireWire. And we've got a fast Ethernet 0. We've got 2 of those, so perfect. This will be a good router to use for our configuration. So go ahead and close out of here. Alright, so once again, we want to access a router, so we've got our router, and we want to access it via the console connection. So in order to do that, we need to have some type of device connected to it. So we're going to use a laptop, because normally when you're accessing a router, you're going to bring your laptop with you. You're going to plug in using a console cable. So let's go ahead and add a laptop. And then we need to connect a console cable. So we go to cables here. And the second one here is the console cables. Click on that. And it gives us 2 different options. You see it's got the fast Ethernet 0, and then we have the RS-232 or the DB9 connection. That's the one that we need. It's a serial connection that's going to connect to the console port on the router. So click on this and click on our router, and then we can see all the different things that we can plug into. We want to plug into our console because that's what it's asking in our lab. So click on console. Alright, now we can go to the terminal on our laptop and sign in to this router here. So click on your laptop, and we'll go to our desktop, and you can see all our options, but we are looking for the terminal. This terminal is going to just give us a command line interface that we can actually work with the router. So terminal, and you can leave all this stuff the same. It's pretty basic. Click OK. And now you can see we are in our router. So we have just successfully completed task 1, access router via console connection. So we've done that. So number 1 is done. Let's make this a little bigger here. Alright, so next is to set our interface fast Ethernet 00 to this IP address and this subnet mask. So pretty simple. We've done all this beginning stuff before, so we want to get into the configuration. So no, it says press return to get started, so we'll do that. And now we have to do enable once again to get to privilege mode. And in order to get to global configuration mode, we'll do our configuration terminal. So CONF space T, and now you can see we are in the configuration mode. So what we need to do is set our interface fast Ethernet to 00 to this IP address. So pretty simple. I know the command, so I'm just going to go ahead and type it in, but if you didn't know, you could first start by doing interface and then space question mark to figure out where you're going, but I'm just going to go ahead and type in the command. So interface space fast Ethernet 0-0. Okay, so the interface, let's just saying that we wanted to modify this fast Ethernet port 00. That's the interface that we're using it, and we're wanting to do that to a specific IP address. So fast Ethernet 00, go ahead and enter, And now you can see that we've changed from the global configuration to global configuration interface fast Ethernet. So we can go ahead and type in our next command. So what we want to do is we want to change this Ethernet 00 port to this IP address and this subnet mask. So, pretty simple. If you didn't know what you were doing, you could just type in IP space question mark, but we know what it is. So IP address 192.168.1.1 space 255.255.255.0. Hit enter. And then the next command is no shutdown. And what this command does is it tells our router to enable this port, and it basically just a manual turn on switch for this particular port. So when we type in no shutdown, it will turn on Ethernet port 00. You can see right here, interface fast 00 changed state to up. So that's what happened when we did this no shutdown here. So I went ahead and hit enter so we can get back to our global configuration and interface fast Ethernet. So we've now finished task 2, that was set interface fast Ethernet 00 to 192 yada yada yada. And the next thing we need to do is set interface fast Ethernet to this description here, branch office interface. So we're already in the interface fast Ethernet, so we don't need to change that. All we have to do is description. So that's what we're wanting to change. And then what we want our description to be. So branch office interface. Enter. Alright. So task 3 is now complete. That was a pretty simple one. No brainer. Alright, number 4. We've done this previously, but want to make it part of the lab so we can bring up a little bit of recall, see what you remember. We just want to set the message of the day as unauthorized access is not allowed. So let's go ahead and hit Control Z so we can get out of this interface mode. So Control Z, we'll go ahead and do exit and hit return. Get started again. And we'll want to do enable. And then we want to do T. And now we want to do the message of the day. So pretty simple. Message of the day command is under banner, so BANNER, message of the day. And then what we want our delimiter to be. So what symbol do we want this message to end on? So whenever I type this symbol, the message will be done. I hit enter, and it'll know that is the end of the message. So I usually use %, and hit enter. You see, pretty simple, enter text message, and with the character %. Okay, so I just need this here. Unauthorized access is not allowed. And let's see if I can cheat here and copy this. I'm not sure if Cisco will allow this or not, but Control C and come back over here and Control V. Nope, it's not going to let me do it, so I'll just type it in. No big deal. Alright, so that's done. Just hit enter. Might help if I hit the %. Enter. Alright, so now we're back to our global configuration. I'll go ahead and exit. Oh, I'm going to hit Control Z. Now I'm going to hit exit. Start all over again. You can see that I've got my message of the day now. Unauthorized access is not allowed. Alright, perfect. Now the next lab here, or the next task in our lab, is set telnet password to Cisco. Alright, so enable. And configuration terminal. And our telnet items are actually our VTYs are virtual terminals. So we're going to make all of our virtual terminals with this password Cisco. So this particular router has 15 different virtual terminals that we can use. So we're going to put a password on every single one of them. So if you can remember from our previous labs, our previous videos, we did the console, and we also did one VTY. But in this case, we're going to do VTY ports 0 through 15. So in order to start, you'll do the line. If you want to do a question mark afterward to see what your options were, you could do that. But we're just going to go line space VTY 0 space 15. Alright, so if I just want to do port 0, I just put a 0 here. I wanted to do all the ports 0 through 15, so I just put 0 space 15, and that does every single virtual terminal on this router. So, alright, just hit enter there. And now we want to give it a password, so just password, and we'll make Cisco. And we want that to happen on login to our virtual terminal, so login and Control Z because I'm going to finish it out, and exit. Alright, so we've got our message of the day. So if you guys remember, we want to see if all this stuff got set. So the way that we do that, we need to be in our privileged mode. You can also do a command from your global configuration mode, but normally you do this from just your privileged mode. So we'll do enable, and then we want to see our run configuration. So just show run. Okay. Spacebar, so we can see another chunk of this. You can see that our fast Ethernet 00 port has now the description of branch office interface, has the IP address of 192.168.1.1 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, and let's see. You can also see that it's actually on versus these other ones that still say shut down. And last but not least, you can see that all our virtual terminal lines, here's 0 through 4 has the password Cisco, and then our virtual terminal lines of 5 through 15 have the password Cisco. So we have successfully completed all of our tasks in Lab 2. Just to add one more thing here on the end, let's say I was in the global configuration mode, so CONF space T, and I wanted to see all this information. I cannot just do show run because it is not a command in the global configuration. So I type that, it says invalid input. But what I can do is I can type in do space show run, and that will actually, it's kind of like an override that allows me to do this command from the global configuration, so you don't have to go down a notch or go down a branch in the tree. You can just do it from the global configuration. So you see now it's going to act just like it was done in the privileged mode. So just a little helpful tool there, so you can see the same information. Alright, that'll be it for Router Lab 2. Next we will be doing Router Lab 3. Thanks.